stressors
Hmm.
that were very significant, and he became bipolar
Oh,
and
wow.
schizoaffective. So then he moved to New York, had a nervous breakdown. I was living in New York to act at the time. He had a nervous breakdown, and then that started 30 years of in and out of hospitals, and me being really the caregiver, the one on alert, whatever was going on. But thank God his communication was so true, and
Hmm.
authentic. I remember there was when he first got sick, he asked me, he said, would you mind if we went to the hospital? And then the hospital said, we want to keep you. And he said, would that be okay with you? And then
Right.
a couple times he'd have what they called break through the medication. I'd be going to bed and he'd call me up. He said, my thoughts are out of control. I'm headed toward the emergency. Will you meet me there?
Oh,
And
wow.
I'd be at emergency for 4 hours, go home, sleep an hour, and then go back and teach English in the Bronx. So we had a closeness because of those situations. But my brother was always the entertainer in the family and considered the writer in the family. And he just had us in stitches all the time. So we had fun together. You know,
Oh,
we
that's
we had a nice family together when everybody was around and alive.
wow. That's great. I saw that he was a stand-up comic, budding stand-up comic there for a bit. That's
He was great. He was doing it for 2 years. He was the bipolar comic. And then he said some other guy showed up 2 years later saying he was the bipolar comic, and my brother got offended, so he quit doing it.
I
But he
think
wrote
maybe
this.
many of them might be bipolar.
so it was bye-bye bipolar.
Bye
So
bye. He wrote an incredible script called Memoirs of a Manic Depressive.
oh,
Just
wow.
an incredible script, really about humanity. And it was so well written that psychoanalysts and doctors who came to see the show, it was off Broadway a couple of times, came to see the show, asked my brother for a copy of the script so that they could use it in their teaching therapists to become psychoanalysts.
Wow, that is amazing. And so you and your brother had this very strong bond, and then you were on the West Coast, and he was
In New
getting
York.
hospitalized on the East Coast, and this was while the whole COVID pandemic fear and extreme, and we don't really know what we're dealing with was happening. And then you took it upon yourself to say, "Hey, I don't want to be here. I want to be there with you and see you through this." Uh, I found that a very interesting, story as to like the love of a sister, which is obviously in the book, A Sister's Love, which everyone can grab right now. How family bonds can save a life. Can you tell us a little bit about what emotionally was going on for you back then when all that happened and you're at opposite ends of the earth?
Yeah, it was the week that they were doing a whole world meditation,
All right.
literally a whole world meditation. I was sitting to meditate. My brother called me, said he wasn't feeling very well. We talked about it, decided he was probably dehydrated. So he went to the hospital, said he'd call me the next